How do you manage the initial feelings when the doctor said that we can't help you with the vision, we can't help you recover anymore?
Constant, relentless denial. I'm a very visual person. Visual. Like, to know that you'll be blind for the rest of your life. No, I don't want.
You were ready to go.
Yeah, I was like, why do I have to leave? I've absolutely no more reason to leave. What I want to say is, I would have been successful in it if I weren't blind.
Could you describe whether there were any ill treatment because of the way you are now?
Someone hit me from my front. My white cane fell. Immediately, the person shouted, "Hey, you're blind." And this is probably the first time I can say, yeah, I am.
Welcome back to Keep It Coming with me, Adi Rahman. And this time round, we are with someone by the name of Mansor Ali. But before that, have you ever wondered how it's like to be born ordinary, only to have almost everything snatched away from you in the blink of an eye? Shortly after turning 25, Mansor went through a frightening medical ordeal. We will ask him a little bit more later. This is Mansor's stories of hope and how he managed to find the light in the darkness. Welcome to Keep It Coming, Mansor.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
Now,
Ali.
Tell us about your childhood.
My childhood.
Yeah, I mean, life as
a sighted person, right?
Yeah.
As a sighted person. Yeah, life was fun. Was a lot of soccer, basketball, fast food, very little pocket money, like going to the mama shop to buy a very cheap ice cream and hanging out with friends under the block.
Sounds like a normal man going through life. You go through school. Now, let's reflect on the months or weeks or even days before you lose your sight. Was there any signs or symptoms?
Yeah, in early February 2019, that's when it started happening. So the very first thing that I started to notice was when I was walking around in my office, I hit the edge of the table with my legs. So my colleagues laughed and I just shrugged it off. You know, you just hit something, then you just shrug it off, right? Then a couple of days later, also in the office, there was something on the floor, like a cushion. I tripped over that. And again, I didn't really think much about it. Next, another couple of days later, I was out to have dinner with my friends. After the dinner, we were going through some poorly lit areas to some other place. I used my phone's torchlight to point at the ground so that I can walk properly and I can at least see the ground. Just very odd. Like everything was just quite dark and I didn't know what to think about it. And at that point, what I was thinking was like, maybe I need to wear specs, or spectacles, because your vision gets deteriorated. Right? And 25, like you wouldn't think that you're going through a life crisis, right? Like when you can't see properly, you probably will think, you may need to get a specs or something.
If you have myopia, right, it's blurry, right? You can't see clearly. But for you, is it all dark?
My eyes weren't sensitive to light anymore, or maybe as sensitive. So during sunlight outside, because the sun is very bright, right? So like I didn't think I had much problems. But the incidents in the office means that my vision was narrowing instead. So from the bottom, from the top, and from both sides, it was narrowing instead. It's called tunnel vision, right? So, but it happens so minutely, like maybe a few per day, or maybe 1 per day or something. You wouldn't notice. A normal person wouldn't realize it.
Was there any other symptoms?
I still remember the day very clearly. This was 22nd Feb 2019. It was a Friday. After work on that Friday, me and my friends went to have dinner. And I went home that day, and for any normal person, like when you go into your room, right, your bedroom, before you turn on the lights, you still be able to see your bed, your chair, and other things. I wasn't able to see, and it was just so weird. It was just pitch black, and I know, like things were in my brain were like there's something clearly wrong. I panicked, and it wasn't a good panic. It was like very bad. I know there's clearly something wrong. Next day was a Saturday. Then I studied part-time university, so I went to the campus. I'm not able to see the lecturer properly, and there's like white flashes in front of me, and I wasn't I wasn't able to read my like lecture notes properly.
If a normal person, we would see like say 12 words at one time. When you have the tunnel vision, you only
Maybe
see
like 3 words. Yeah,
three
yeah,
words.
yeah, correct.
But you made your way to school on that Saturday.
Yeah, because I have to continue my school, I paid for it. But at the same time, like I know it's getting worse. My immediate thoughts were to go to Singapore National Eye Centre, but it being a Saturday, it wasn't open, so I went to SGH, A&E actually. It didn't alert my close friends or my family. I just wanted to go and get it checked and
Settle it on your own, just like any responsible adults.
yeah, correct. You don't want to create a panic situation. My journey there itself was already terrible because I was just stumbling on the things and like I was hitting the poles. All I wanted to do was just see the doctor to be in the safe hands, I guess. I took quite some time, but I did manage to go into the A&E and I was standing beside this person to press the queue numbers or something, and I didn't know what the person was pressing. Like there was like 8 numbers, I think, and I don't know what to press also because I can't see well, and I just pressed the same button that the person pressed because I knew someone has to attend to me, right? When I was talking to the person, right, like when I was registering, he couldn't understand what was going on because I looked perfectly normal, like my eyes, everything was just normal. He couldn't understand what was going on, and I was telling him I really can't see well, like my vision is so narrow and all. When he gave me my IC, right, my NRIC back, because my vision was so narrow already, I was like searching for my IC physically in front of me. I cannot find my IC.
Oh dear.
And that's when he knew it was quite serious and he passed me. Like he put it on my hand and I put it in my wallet and he said some room and I was like, oh my god, I have to find this room on my own. My vision is already so narrow. And I was like, okay, nobody's going to help, right? So I just got my bag and I just started walking.
He did not guide you to the room.
No.
Oh, okay.
He probably didn't understand, yeah. So I just started hitting on the things again, walls, pillars, and he was like, sir, let me help you. I didn't know it was this serious. And he got with my hand and he brought me to see the doctor, like outside the room. And I just waited there for like a couple of hours as they did like the first sets of vitals, like your heartbeat, your oxygen level, plus your blood sugar level and all that stuff. Then a few hours later, the doctor immediately, just me describing all these things to her, said that it's a neurological condition and it's nothing to do with your eyes. Could be a tumor, could be anything, but I'm 99% certain that it's nothing to do with your eyes and it's neurological and we have to look into this immediately. Just like this, right? I was shaking actually as the doctor was, I'm reliving, yeah. I was just shaking and I was like, I had tears and the doctor just calmed me down and she wrapped me in a blanket and because I was just like 25, right? To know that like to go through such a thing, I didn't want to go through it.
So they did all those tests and checks on you. Then what did they discover?
Okay, so they discovered that I have this thing called Idiopathic Intracranial Hypertension.
What is that in layman term?
Idiopathic means there's no known cause. That's literally what it means. So intracranial is within the cranial region of your brain, of your head, right? Hypertension means increased pressure, right? So our brain produces this fluid called the CSF, cerebral spinal fluid. So it is a fluid that's produced by the brain that surrounds the brain and goes around up to your spine as well. It's cerebral spinal fluid. For me, it was 3 times the pressure. Then the fluid just built up in my head and it lodged on my optic nerve. Hence, my vision was deteriorating and all that stuff. But the weird thing about this is the doctors told me, right, for anyone who is experiencing this condition, which is already very rare, they would have had the symptoms for at least a year or 2. I didn't have any symptoms. And the thing is, the doctors operated and have seen many patients who had this condition. They were able to stop the progression of the disease and they were still able to go on with their normal life, maybe with like 80% vision, 90% vision, you know. We're talking just like with only 10 to 20% deterioration, you know. But for me, at the time was so late already, and the condition was really, really at the last stage. And the doctors even told me that saving your life was the first priority, and your vision is our secondary priority. I didn't want to hear both. I was young. I wanted to leave. There's still so much I haven't experienced yet, right? At the same time, I didn't want to lose my sight as well. Who wants to, right? All the more, I was a very visual person. I was in the creative and media industry. My job was very visual. I was traveling a lot, both for work and leisure, right? So yeah, it didn't sit well with me. I was just so upset. Like,
it just hits you, then I think it caused some form of depression.
and on top of that, it happens to 1 in 100,000
Women.
people. Yeah, 1 in 100,000 old obese women. And like, I was young. I wasn't obese. I'm not a woman. Like, it was just so odd, and that's why. The doctors went into this thing called exhaustive medicine for about 2 weeks. They did every possible test or scan there is to do to diagnose me. They tested me for everything, like PET scan, CAT scan, MRI. And MRI itself, there's so many different types of MRI. I didn't even know actually. So the first 2 weeks of my admission was mostly spent in like machines
In
and
all
stuff.
those machines with all those
correct.
funny, strange, thundery sounds when you
Exactly,
go into it,
right, exactly.
Now that you can't see and you're just hearing all these sounds, what went through your mind?
All I wanted to do, the doctor to tell me was, okay, man, so we found this thing. Don't worry, we can do this. Probably take like one surgery or two surgeries. We can do this. That's all I wanted, right? But no, it wasn't. Yeah.
I think even anybody, not just you, just anybody who has even the slightest of pain, they want it to go away the fastest possible manner. Now, what kind of surgery that you have to go through?
So one of the things that they revealed through the MRIs and the other scans, right, that I had a blood clot in my brain, the left side of my brain, and the doctors were shocked to have found that I was still alive because with the amount of blood clot in my brain, I should have been dead. So the very first operation that was done to me was to actually remove the clot. Actually, maybe this was a miracle, in a way. If not for my vision deteriorating, I wouldn't have found the clot, and probably I would have been dead. I don't know. So as I was going through all these operations, right, this being a neurological condition, my physical condition was actually deteriorating. Although initially I was able to walk and talk, I wasn't able to walk nor talk. The
whole process makes you go weaker.
Really weak, like really, really weak. Like in one day in the hospital, I would have like only one meal, like a very liquid meal. And I was tube fed actually. I was tube fed.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like able to swallow them, even though it was tube fed direct to my stomach, I guess. I'll just like vomit them out and all that stuff.
So the body's rejecting all these processes that's being done.
Correct. So many medicine. I was hooked up like almost everywhere, like my chest, my head, my arms were hooked up, and like I went through so many IVs, the intravenous injections, right? They have to like find new places because everywhere was like scarred and damaged, and they have to like find new places to give me those IVs and the medications. Yeah.
So whom did you lean on to when things becomes really, really bad? Who's your rock?
At this point, while I was going through all these difficulties and all that stuff, right, my close friends, I could in a way say that they are my rock. I've known them more than half my life. They're my everything. But at the same time, when I was going through all these surgeries, I shut them off because I wanted to go through these surgeries, come out, hey guys, everything is okay. In retrospect, I would say that maybe I would have had a better journey if I were to keep in close contacts with them, but I didn't, solely because I just wanted all of this to end like a very bad nightmare, and I wanted to just go back to being normal again. Yeah.
How do you manage the initial feelings when the doctor said that we can't help you with the vision, we can't help you recover anymore?
Constant, relentless denial, thinking that this is all going to be over, because even though I went through the surgeries, it wasn't immediate that the doctors told me that like, oh, tomorrow you can see it. No, the doctor you have to give it some time to recover. So for all the surgeries that I went to, usually the recovery period will be 4 to 6 weeks. So that 4 to 6 weeks itself was a nightmare because you're hoping for the best, right? So every day, every single day, I'll be on my bed in the hospital ward, right? And I will look up either to the ceiling or the TV or any kind of visual signs, and I want to compare it to the day before. Like I want to, if I'm looking at something, I want to know like, am I seeing more of this or am I seeing less of this? And the disheartening news was that I was seeing less of it every day.
We are all Asians. We have our cultural upbringing, the spiritual upbringing. We have the secular education that we all go through. And was there at any point that maybe a family member or a friend or any relation that say, why don't we try alternative healing? Did you go through that option of, okay, let's try alternative healing?
The alternative healing and all that came after me getting discharged and me was being able to walk again. I have to go through physical rehabilitation to walk again because I was admitted for so long, and I even had surgeries done on my spine actually.
How long were you in the hospital for you to mention that it's so hard for you to move again?
3.5 months, I think, about 3.5 months to 4 months, and
lying down in bed most of the time.
Yeah, correct. After the surgery was done, like you literally cannot move your body. Even the slightest bit of movement can damage your spine or the implant that is in my spine, and like I could die or become paralyzed, or it could have very serious repercussions with my neurological condition. So I have to like stay still, and knowing full well that my muscles will atrophy, right? Because you just can't move. After that, I wasn't able to walk. Then I have to go through like physical rehabilitation. That journey itself was so difficult. But yeah, now let's go to the alternative healing.
So post-hospital procedures where you are able to stand again, there's another process that was so-called introduced to you, because I think it's just being Asian, right? You just want to try spiritual healing, alternative healing.
Correct. I'm a huge proponent of medical science, right? I'm like kind of adverse to traditional medicine, but at the same time, I was like, everything the doctors can do, right? They already done already, so why not, right? I'll just go in and I'll just try. Like I drank like potions or like medicines, maybe like tonics or something like that.
You actually went through that process. Okay, never mind lah. Just try.
Yeah, because what if, right?
Miracle can happen.
Yeah, what if it really works? They were making huge claims, by the way. Whoever I saw, they were like, yeah, it's 1 month. 1 month I was in the hospital for 3.5 months, and they were telling me like 1 month I can see again, and I'm going to be walking and driving and all. Like, okay, I'll take you up on the claim. And we did spend the money. We did drink all this stuff. So many things I went through. Then what else?
Is there any? What's the strangest thing you have to do for alternative healing?
I would say acupuncture, when the person was using the
needle on you.
Needle on me on the second toe finger on my foot, saying that it will have an effect on my eyes or optic nerves. I really didn't want to do this. I really didn't want to do it. I mean, okay, like full disclosure, it may have merits for other ailments, but I really didn't believe it. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'll just do it, and I did it. But yeah, nothing happened.
So that's another months and processes that you have to go.
Oh yeah. I will dread it actually.
After you left the hospital, then in the process of you gaining your health, it is all about readjusting. Was the adjustment harder for you? Because I used to do this, and now you need to undo and relearn.
For me, the adjustment was very difficult. very, very difficult. I was in constant denial. This grief process, right? There's five steps to it, right? Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, right? So I went through denial, and then I was angry. Like, why is this happening to me? It's like so many bad people in the world. Like, why me? Like why not them? Like, why not them? Like, I was so angry. Then bargaining. Like, I was praying to God. Like, if you can. It may sound silly now, but I actually did this. I legitimately prayed to God, if you can give me my sight back, I will donate half my salary for the rest of my life to the religious institution. I was so desperate, right? I was so desperate. I need something to work. Right? So yeah, that's why, like, to donate half your salary for the rest of your life is a huge
commitment.
Yeah, commitment. Yeah, actually. But I was willing to do that. There was depression, which was probably the longest phase.
During that depressive mode, do you shut down? Was there a suicidal attempt?
Yeah, there was. In fact, there was two in particular. Before that attempt, actually, I was speaking to my family about assisted suicide. I know there are certain countries in the world that have legalized assisted suicide. So you can get it done. Yeah.
You were ready to go.
Yeah, I was like, why do I have to leave? Like, I've absolutely no more reason to leave. Vision is everything. Like, I'm a very visual person. I'm so independent. Like, I was traveling so frequently. I loved movies, and I was in the creative and media industry. It was just visual. Like, to know that you'll be blind for the rest of your life, no, I don't want. I had knowledge of these certain countries doing assisted suicide. I mean, just through general reading and all. And I was proposing this to my family members to bring me there and just to live. Yeah, to just live. Yeah, fine. Yeah. But yeah, they didn't want to. Then after that, when my family members weren't home, or maybe they were in like other rooms or not paying attention to me or what, I did attempt suicide. I won't go into the details, but what I want to say is I would have been successful in it if I weren't blind.
The way that you are now, could you describe whether there were any ill treatment because of the way you are now?
Today isn't enough for that. No. Okay.
Maybe some prominent ones, not too painful for you.
Yeah. Some light-hearted ones, I would say. Yeah. So there was this time I was in the mall with my friend. I had my white cane on my right hand, and I was holding my friend's arm using my left hand. And someone hit me from my front, and I let go of my white cane because the force, the impact was so great, right? Immediately, like the person said, like, or shouted, I would say, "Hey, you blind?" And this is probably the first time I can say, "Yeah, I am." I mean, like, I took it lightheartedly, but when you think back, like, it wasn't nice. I would say that wasn't nice. Like, and the person knew full well that I am blind because of my white cane, right? The person did not assist to pick it up or even say sorry or what. There was another time such an incident happened also, and the other person didn't even like stop to
apologize.
Yeah, or like even like shout at me or something, like, or even acknowledge that situation. Like, it was just a very normal thing for them to hit on the people and just go.
We all have hopes and aspirations. What are your hopes now, from at least one from your career standpoint?
With my condition, my hope would be to write. Prior to me turning blind, I was producing and managing projects, creative projects. Ideally, I'll still be producing and solving problems or managing and putting together projects. Although I can't see, like, I can still do plenty of things with conviction, I'd say.
So that's from a career standpoint. Do you think there's hope for love?
I do think about it, actually. I do want to find someone and fall in love and get married and have a family with kids and all. Yeah. So if you know anyone,
You will never know. You will never know. I think
Yeah.
if it takes about 3 months for you to talk over the phone, anyone could fall for you. Now, we know that you have gone through so much, even during this conversation. What kind of blessing do you see that's being derived from everything that has happened in your life?
It's a very good question. The biggest blessing I would say is that, and I always think about this, me turning blind or going through adversities showed me the true colors of people. I'm not talking about strangers, I'm talking about people that I know. Sometimes I'm really so thankful to have gone through this experience or go through adversities, because a good number of people just left, vanished, and they don't want anything to do with you. Like, although we were so close, right? Or like we had some form of relationship, right? But at the same time, the other half just rose up to the occasion, like immensely grateful. Like, I'm so grateful that the kind of things they do and they say, like, I'm thankful every day to have known them, to have met them, and to thank God actually to have introduced them to me in one way or another. Yeah.
So, for all those bad people that have left you, you given the gift of good people that come and to replace them.
Correct. Yeah, like it's just they compensated, and yeah, there's so many of them. Like, I love them so much. Yeah.
I want to ask you, why is it important for anyone or for everyone to never ever give up in life?
Better days will come. When hopelessness tells you that your better days are gone, have no fear. You will overcome these two. I promise you. Yeah.
Better days will come. You just need to have a lot of faith and be strong.
Yeah, correct.
We pray for the best for you, and we hope that better days will come or greater days will come. And please do invite me when the wedding bells are nearer or louder.
Inshallah.
I look forward for that. I think you are a very colorful person, a very interesting person to talk to. There's so many things that we can talk about. There's so many things that we can explore together. And may our path not just end here, but it will keep on crossing and make us better friends someday.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. That's all from
Thank you
Adi,
so
and
much.
keep it coming. If you enjoy our content, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications.